Welcome to Conscious Ground Sound, your source of the best music, both past and present. I'm your host, Jay Endo, and today's review takes a look at the Fruit Bats' Absolute Loser album, released May 11th, 2016 on Easy Sound Records. Fruit Bats is the brainchild of guitarist and songwriter Eric Johnson. And if you're expecting to hear the latest incarnation of Cliffs of Dover, you are sadly mistaken. But perhaps what you'll find is more interesting than the musings of a guitar virtuoso who makes aspiring solo guitarists drool with adulation. This Eric Johnson started a Velvet Underground-inspired indie rock group called I, Robot in the early 90s. He played banjo and guitar in the band Caliphone and was a sideman in The Shins, Modest Mouse, and Vetiver. This Eric Johnson also has a 6-album catalog with his band The Fruit Bats, 4 of those as an artist signed to Sub Pop Records. Absolute Loser is his 6th full-length album release. After a brief solo stint under the abbreviation EDJ from 2013 to 2015, Johnson explained why this namesake and the Fruit Bats moniker are inextricably linked and thus started a new Fruit Bats chapter with a new band. This incarnation of the Fruit Bats is an all-star lineup of musicians with Graham LeBron of Rogue Wave and the Album Leaf on keyboards, David Dowda on bass, Brian Kantor of Yellowbirds and Higgins on drums, and Joshua Meese of Lapland on guitar. Absolute Loser was produced, mixed, and engineered by Tom Monahan, who has also worked with the Chris Robinson Brotherhood, Vetiver, Neil Casal, the Pernice Brothers, Jay Mashis, Devondra Bonhart, Beachwood Sparks on their 2001 album Once We Were Trees, and their 2011 The Tarnished Gold album, the Lilies' 1996 release Better Can't Make Your Life Better, and the Fruit Bats' last album Tripper, released in 2011. Given this body of work and a previous working relationship, it's not hard to imagine why Johnson chose to make another album with Monahan. Absolute Loser is not only Johnson's most personal album to date, but one in which the tide of solo experience and personal loss have strengthened his resolve as a songwriter. The songs on Absolute Loser are cohesive and feature a more matured sound than Johnson's previous Fruit Bats album Tripper and solo album EDJ, and consequently a new quality of voice emerges with more dynamic variation and a depth of emotion. The first track, from a soon-to-be ghost town, a nostalgic small-town romp, playfully thumps in with a tasty bass line and beat and features an artful country-style guitar solo. This is a fun, upbeat, and sonically pleasing track that's a good indicator of what's to come. The next track, Humbug Mountain Song, is the standout single from Absolute Loser that starts with an incredibly funky banjo intro melody and an interesting lyrical content that contrasts the birth of consciousness in this world with the rebirth that occurs with true love, combined with the abject horror that simultaneously occurs with the prospect of losing it. The music video, directed by Erez Harvest, tells a slightly different story that is akin to The Revenant or Shining, mixed with a Wes Anderson film that shows a crazed mountain man, Eric Johnson, hunting down a bear that he thinks killed his wife, but in the end comes to find out that the bear is him. I think it's a bit confusing. Video aside, Humbug Mountain Song is a track that I found myself singing while at work, and it was popping into my head on a regular basis, which is testimony to its catchy and well-written foundation, melody, and danceable beat by Brian Kantor. The third track, None of Us, a cautionary tale about the dangers and inherent malevolence in the world, is a well-wishing sentiment that is very reminiscent of the vocal style, song structure, and kindness of George Harrison's All Things Must Pass. The track has an expansive chorus and a mantra-like outro. The title track, Absolute Loser, fittingly feels most representative of Johnson's true voice and style for this offering. His vocal melody with intertwined harmony is well developed, soaring, and there is an otherworldly synth solo that matches the melancholy of the instrumentation and the beauty of the lyrics. Baby Bluebird showcases Johnson's range as a vocalist. There's a 12-string acoustic guitar that accents the vocal with slick turnaround lines that once again give off a heavy George Harrison vibe. My Sweet Midwest, an homage to Johnson's Chicago upbringing, is a page from the Jeff Lynne production playbook. It has that driving, in-the-pocket, tightly gated bass and drum sound with twangy guitar lines and soaring vocal harmonies. The lyrics, however, become incidental to the sweet instrumentation and production of the song. Birthday Drunk, a moody track with haunting string arrangements, makes for a somber and beautiful piece. Good Will Come to You is an upbeat song that speaks to the big picture or long view of life. Johnson paints a portrait of someone someone turning 125 years old with their loved ones all around them. This image is juxtaposed to the rut that the character in question is in. It must be easy appears to be a sarcastic song as Johnson sings, "It must be easy when they pay you to sing," which underlies the misconceptions about the life of a musician and the trials that come with years of hard work, spotty pay, and the pressure of public perception. It features a smooth synth melody from Graham LeBron. Don't you know that is a good album closer that embodies the wisdom of letting go as Johnson sings, "And the world will still turn without us, the sun will still shine. Don't you know that?" The song shows the maturity that comes with age and the simple repeated suggestion to take it easy. I give Absolute Loser an 8 out of 10 for the excellent songwriting, singing, and instrumentation that form one of the most listenable and cohesive albums of the year. It's clear that Johnson's songwriting and vocal technique is improving with time, and there's great promise for the future of the Fruit Bats in their present incarnation. Absolute Loser is a non-pretentious surprise for 2016 that is well worth the listen. This has been another review for Conscious Ground Sound. If you enjoyed this review, subscribe to receive updates for new reviews and releases. Leave a comment and let me know what you thought of the album and what you think I should write a review for next. Check out my social media for other happenings and updates in the music world.